If you have transactions going on and you install Folio to your Google Chrome here, it will automatically read your email and tell you which addresses they think you have transactions going on. So if you just run Folio, it'll pull up 5, 6 transactions and say, are these homes you're currently trying to sell? If it's not, or if it's already closed, you can just say no. And if they forget one, you can click Folio and click Create New Smart Folder and just type the address and whether or not you have the buyer or seller, and then it'll search your email. And what it does is, I have a pending transaction at 1649 Breckenridge. If I click on that, it pulls up all the emails that it thinks have to do anything with Breckenridge, which is absolutely 100% accurate, the emails they came up with. And it comes up with this really cool thing that pops up on the side that has the offer accepted date, the projected closing date, and then I can schedule more dates as I would like. So I could click at the top, add date, and I could put, inspection deadline, 14 days after closing, just pick the day on the calendar, and that way you never forget, what your dates are on that transaction. Click on this transaction. Okay, I got a couple deals I'm managing right here. Okay, so that's the closing date for this one, and I got to have the inspection done for this one by then. Also, not just dates, but if you click on contacts, it shows you every person that's been involved in an email about the transaction. Check this out. There's the buyer. There's the agent who I'm working on the deal with. There's the agent on the other side for the other company. There's me. There's the lender. There's the secretary who's been helping me manage the transaction to accounting. And here's the title company right there. So if I just click contacts, boom. If I forget who the title company is or the lender for that deal, all I do is go in Folio and click there and it shows it to me automatically, and I didn't even have to set it up. And then finally, files. So you need to pull the purchase agreement later for some reason. You need to pull the counteroffer. You need to pull the amendment. You need to pull the inspection response. All you do is click files, and Folio has put all those attachments in the list right here. So boom, there's a folder with all the files on the deal. I didn't even have to do it on my computer. I didn't have to do it in Dotloop. I didn't have to do it in Dropbox. Folio pulled them up automatically. I got my files, my contacts, and my timeline. How could I screw this deal up, right? And I didn't even mention the best part. So, for example, I may forget this piece of service later for this client because I'm servicing another client. But it's good to tell them a couple days before closing, hey, make sure you switch the utilities over. I could potentially forget that, right? As soon as this deal goes in Folio, all I got to do is click Add Date and put in Schedule Utilities. I put it 3 days before closing, and I typed in the companies. And the best thing about these dates you added is it will email your client, because you tell it who the buyer or the seller is, automatically on that date and say, hey, your agent says you need to schedule utilities to be moved over. How cool is that? I don't even have to send the email. So all I had to do was set it up, everything up for that deal in 1 day, and it's done. So who has interest in using Folio? Pretty awesome.
So Tony, a year from now, you need to go back to that file. I mean, it saves it all to the Gmail, right?
It does. And what you can do is you can actually move them to a different sub-label. Like, I actually had this conversation with a South Bend agent yesterday after the meeting. What we did was we created a label called Closed, and when it's done, all you do is move it into the Closed folder, and then you have all your old deals. And Folio is great for your current pendings. And to set it up, this is Google Chrome. All I got to do is click Settings, Extensions, and search for Folio. So get more extensions. I search for Folio. It's actually made for real estate agents, obviously. Just click Add to Chrome. I already have it, so it's asking me to rate it. It got 4.5 stars from the realtors across the land on 54 rankings. So once you click Add, it automatically starts searching your emails for those deals. And like I said, if they're not in there, you just click Create Smart Folder, and it'll do it for you for your current transactions. So pretty slick way to give that exceptional service to your clients and keep them in touch with how the deal's going, and keep yourself in touch with how it's going.
So then you it searches based off the address that you create.
Yeah.
It creates the folder for, right?
Yep.
So then in headlines or in body of the message, you should include the
Attachments,
message
yeah.
most of the time. Or you should include the address most of the time to make sure it catches it?
It did a good job anyway. I think it
Really?
might look at a deal and see who common people on emails are, and I don't know how it does it, but it's pretty much nailed it for me so far, so I didn't even have to think twice about it.
And do you have, so you add a date and it'll email that person on that date?
Yep.
Do you have an example of like what that email looks like? Because it's probably something pretty automated, right?
I do not, but we should run a test and then
Yeah,
I'll have one for
great.
the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll automatically keep in touch with your client. Have a great network. So a lot of times there's other things that go along with a real estate transaction. House needs painted, needs landscaping, needs plumbing issues fixed. And hopefully you guys have worked with people in the past that have done a great job and you can share that information with your clients. And if you haven't put it in a list for your clients, I would do that. And that could include your lenders and title companies you prefer to work with as well. And stay more in touch with those lenders and title companies as the deal goes on, because that helps. You don't want to hear late that there was some sort of issue with their credit or something from a lender. So, but if you don't have a contractor in that category, like, I've never had to deal with a foundation issue, knock on wood, but I need somebody. You can either ask in the Coldwell Banker Agent Facebook exchange page where everybody, posts questions and we can help each other in that way. Or we have our concierge.